It's funny, we almost never think about it, but it's up there, fighting a battle for us every single day. Yeah, the roof over your head, it's kind of the unsung hero of your home, silently protecting you from, well, from everything. Okay, let's really dive into what that battle looks like. Seriously, just think about that for a second. When the weather gets truly nasty, what's that final line of defense? It's not your walls, not really your windows, it's that roofing system that's taking the direct hit, so you and your family don't have to. So, to really get a handle on this constant fight, we're going to zero in on a place that sees some of the most intense weather in the entire country. Leon Valley, Texas. It is the perfect case study for the three main enemies your roof is always up against. Okay, attacker number one is definitely the most dramatic: hail. When you hear that clattering sound start up on your roof, it's easy to just get annoyed by the noise, but what's really happening up there is a direct physical assault on your home's main shield.
And we're not talking about some freak once-in-a-decade storm. In this part of the country, it's a high-frequency hail zone. I want you to just imagine golf balls being shot at your roof multiple times every single year. Each one of those impacts creates these tiny little microfractures, weakening the whole system, even if it looks totally fine from down on the street.
Now what about the enemy that never goes away? The one that's on the attack even on a beautiful, clear day? Well, that would be the sun.
I just love this description because it's so perfect. The sun is literally cooking your roof. All that constant baking makes asphalt shingles super brittle. So the next time a big hailstorm or high wind rolls through, those shingles don't flex like they're supposed to. They just crack and break apart.
And get this, the attack is coming from two sides. While the sun is beating down from above, trapped heat is cooking the roof from below. I mean, an attic without good ventilation can hit 150 degrees. That just speeds up that whole degradation process like crazy. It's basically an oven up there.
All right, so the final major threat is probably the sneakiest one: water. And we're not just talking about gentle rain. We're talking about rain that's driven sideways by powerful winds, and it's actively searching for any way to get inside. So here's the crucial thing to understand. This is not a passive leak. Wind-driven rain is designed to find those tiny cracks left behind by hail and sun damage. It pushes its way under shingles, gets past the flashing, and just soaks the hidden layers of your roof. And in a humid place like South Texas, that water never really has a chance to dry out, which creates the perfect breeding ground for mold. Okay, so we've established your roof is under constant assault. But how do you know if it's actually starting to lose the fight? The good news is, it usually doesn't fail silently. It sends out some pretty clear distress signals that you can actually look for. Now, what's so great about this list is that most of these are things you can spot yourself from the ground. See shingles starting to curl up? That's heat damage. Find a bunch of little black granules in your gutter? Well, that's the protective top layer of your shingles literally washing away. And of course, the most obvious sign: water stains on your ceiling. Just remember, that's not the start of a problem, that's the end result of a breach that's been there for a while. Once you spot those signs, the battle shifts. Now it's time to call in the reinforcements, the experts. A professional response isn't just about slapping a patch on a hole, it's a whole strategic operation. And it all starts with this: a storm damage assessment. A real pro isn't just looking for the one leak you noticed. They're systematically hunting for every single point of failure, every little hail bruise, every cracked sealant, and documenting it all meticulously. This is absolutely critical, especially when you have to file an insurance claim.
And this shows you that a proper roof replacement isn't this big, chaotic mess. It's a clear, three-stage plan. It starts with that really deep inspection. Then comes the professional installation. And this part is key, where everything old gets torn off. You just can't build a new defense on top of a weak foundation. Then it all finishes with a final walkthrough to make sure the quality is there and to hand over those all-important warranty documents.
Honestly, this part right here is so important. Trying to navigate an insurance claim on your own can be a total nightmare. Having a professional who speaks the adjuster's language, who has detailed photos and reports to back it all up, that can be the difference between getting a tiny repair covered and getting the full replacement that your policy actually entitles you to.
So, how do you get ahead of the game? How can you be proactive and arm your home before the battle is lost? Well, it really comes down to two things: choosing the right armor and having the right strategy. So when it comes to armor, you've pretty much got two main choices for a high-threat area like Leon Valley. You could go with metal roofing, that's the premium option. Yeah, it's a bigger investment up front, but it can last over 40 years, sometimes up to 70, and it can even lower your energy bills. Or you can choose some of the newer advanced asphalt shingles. The key thing here is to look for that Class 4 impact rating. That's the highest level of protection. basically meaning it's built to withstand serious hail. It gives you some powerful protection for a much more affordable upfront cost. But look, your best defense isn't just about the armor, it's about strategy. And this right here, this is the playbook. This can prevent the vast majority of premature roof failures. Regular inspections, checking things out after a big storm, and keeping your gutters clean, that's huge. But the most important one on this list might just be the last one. Address the small issues immediately. A tiny gap in some flashing today can easily become a $1,000 water damage problem next month.
So, ultimately it all boils down to this one simple question. The storm is coming. That's a guarantee. It's not a matter of if, but when. And knowing what you know now about the constant battle that's being fought right above your head, is your home's shield ready for it?